All right, guys, this is another great matchup between lightweights Bobby Green and Drew Dober. Bobby Green is coming off a loss to the current champ Islam Makhachev. He lost to a submission in the first.
That is my pick, by the way, Bobby Green.
That is both our picks. Bobby Green, the guy is super entertaining. Guys, please watch it. Do us a favor. And it's fourth fight on the card.
Fight of the night.
Fight of the night. Bobby Green deserves fight of the night maybe every time. Keeps his hands super low and just makes it exciting for the fans. But
smart money would be going to this.
That's right. That's right. I mean, he's one of the fighters where he likes to keep his hands low, can strike, can knock people out from time to time if he times them perfect. But in reality, Bobby Green, I don't think he likes to knock people out, Lousy. I think he likes to just have fun.
Think he likes those wars. Yeah.
He likes the wars.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where he likes to eat a little bit of punches, but he has such great head movement and such great anticipation. Maybe the best anticipation possibly we've ever seen since Anderson Silva, who was the former greatest of all time before some other guys like Khabib Nurmagomedov and guys like that.
Like the fight against Weidman and Silva, where he's like, what?
Yeah.
Leaning in and then they pop it out.
I mean, Anderson.
Just before he got knocked out.
Oh man, can you imagine, Lousy, if Anderson Silva talked like McGregor, how big of a star Anderson would have been worldwide?
I mean, he's just too nice of a guy.
He's a nice guy.
If he had a McGregor type
personality,
like type A personality like McGregor does, like that huge ego like McGregor does, it would be like amazing.
Well, and the thing is like people would have rushed him so much because McGregor, I mean, he's a great fighter, no doubt. McGregor was, but large part of his wins would come from like knocking out Aldo because he would make Aldo so angry for 3 months leading up to the with the world press tour. Aldo was angry, man. So much so he just would rush him and then in 13 seconds got KO'd by McGregor.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think if Silva was able to do that, he would have even had more of a longer win streak possibly, right? So it's crazy to think. But anyways, guys, it's Bobby Green. That's our pick. We believe that it's going the distance because Drew Dober has got a head built of iron.
Yeah, that Terminator.
Cast iron, guys.
Coming back. He's coming back. Like, I don't care if he can come with shotguns. I'm coming
He
back.
really is. I mean, he is like the Terminator. Honestly, if there was a fighter in the UFC who could audition and pull off the sunglasses with the trench coat, bringing back the trench coat and the sunglasses, it would probably be someone like Drew Dober.
Yeah.
I mean, he's cool. He's definitely cool. I mean, he's got one of those styles where he comes forward, he punches a lot like a Terminator would with 3-punch combos. But I swear to God, you look at these punches and it looks like a machine is throwing them, not in a bad way, in a beautiful way. The way he throws them is so technically perfect that he's been having these wins and success in the UFC for years. He's been around for probably 7-8 years in the UFC. He's never really been hurt too bad. He's lost here and there, of course. Has not challenged for the title, but one of those guys with an iron shin, truly, and just phenomenal little combinations where you go, wow, he threw 3 punches there. They look like laser-like. It was incredible. So that's why we think that it has got a high chance of going the distance because Drew Dober goes forward, puts some pressure, puts the combinations on, but he's very calculated with the punches. He's not going to just throw punches to just kill you. Like other people,
he is not looking to lay in prey.
Like Oleg Sajak, we talked about earlier in the podcast. He's a guy who will be more calculated. He's not just going to rush in. Therefore, Bobby Green likes that kind of pressure, and it's going to be a situation where Bobby Green's going to be
volume that Bobby Green puts up.
Oh man, it's one of those things where we just think Bobby Green is going to outpoint him. He's just going to be able to land a little bit more than Dober, even though Drew Dober maybe throws. Maybe more 3-punch combinations. Bobby Green might do a lot more 1-2s. Lousy, tell him how the striking statistics in Bobby Green's fight with
Nasrat.
What's his name? Haskarat.
Yeah,
Haskarat. Yeah, Haskarat was his second to last fight. Before his loss with Islam Makhachev, he won a great decision. 3-round fight against Haskarat.
Significant strikes, 188. He hit him 188 times, and he threw 355 punches in a 3-round fight.
355 punches. This is a man who literally, he does not get tired, man. I mean, Bobby Green lives.
Cardio is for days.
He lives for war. He truly, a lot of people say they're modern.
Punches thrown.
A lot of people say they're modern day gladiators, but few people. I would say Justin Gaethje is a modern day gladiator in this same weight class. Bobby Green, he might not have the power of Justin Gaethje, but he's got maybe better timing. and he can hurt you if he lands. But I think Bobby Green doesn't like to finish people. He likes to have that long war, and it's entertaining from beginning to end. I kid you not. We think this could be fight of the night.
Fight of the night for sure.
Fight of the night for sure.
Yeah.
And it's one of those fights.
Baby.
You guys have fun with this fight. Enjoy it. Know that it's probably going to go the distance. Like we said, the smart money, the bigger money going the distance. Because even though Green, we're picking him, he loves to put on a show, and that's not a bad thing. And that we know that. That's why we're saying pick on it going the distance. Bet the over, guys. And it's always going to be good money when you bet the over, the under. So we're going with the over on that, and then you can bet a smaller amount on Bobby Green just in case he.
Because that's our prediction.
Yeah, just in case he finishes Drew Dober. Bobby Green did get finished in his last fight, like we said, with Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is the current champ, but it's one of those things where Islam Makhachev didn't outstrike Bobby Green. What happened was that Islam put pressure on Bobby Green, landed like some strikes, not super heavy, but then just like Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's his training partner and one of his best friends, and he just did what Khabib does. He was just all over him like an octopus, man. Just basically hugged him and basically would not get off him. And Bobby Green, even though he's a great striker, and even though Bobby,
I don't want to say anything bad about Islam because he's amazing.
Yeah.
But he did not try to strike with Bobby. He took that away from him.
Yeah, I mean, Islam decided to just keep the distance really smartly. He's really learned that in his last 4 or 5 fights, really matured in the UFC before he did get knocked out, Islam Makhachev. But now he's now learned how to really be defensive and just come in at the right times a little bit more and then go for takedowns in a much smarter way than he used to. So, he clinched Bobby Green against the fence. He had his way with Green. Green tried to get away, took a good 2 minutes or 1 or 2 minutes on the fence, and I swear, Green had chances to get him off. And if there was any other person other than someone like Khabib Nurmagomedov or Islam Makhachev, Bobby Green probably would have gotten away. But it wasn't. It was Islam, and Islam is like the second Terminator. He's like the Russian Terminator, and he just kept going on Bobby Green till Bobby Green went down to the ground, and then Islam got a submission.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with saying that you lost to the current champ.
No, not at all, and that's the reason why we're picking Bobby Green is that you don't want to discount him just because he lost to the current champ. Listen, Islam Makhachev even beat the current champ. Islam Makhachev also beat Charles Oliveira, who was on like a ridiculous win streak. Charles Oliveira had the belt right before him and was on a massive win streak. It was like 10-fight win streak before he lost to Islam, and we're talking about not just like a win streak with no cans here.
No.
Yeah, I mean, in the last 5 fights, let me just rattle this off. This is the guy that Islam beat for the belt. Islam Makhachev beat Charles Oliveira. Oliveira was on a streak where he beat Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje back to back, and cemented his legacy as maybe the second or third best lightweight ever. And
the Dustin Poirier fight was amazing.
The Dustin Poirier fight was truly amazing.
Standing backpack.
Oh my God, it was a back and forth war. You guys should truly check out that fight. You should first of all get ESPN Plus. And just to watch that fight, honestly, guys, it was incredible.
To go off of it, Bobby Green,
Bobby Green, Bobby the King Green,
and goes the distance.
It's going the distance. Listen, so we're just trying to say that Bobby Green basically lost to Islam Makhachev, but Islam Makhachev also just beat Charles Oliveira for the belt, so that's why we're saying, and he beat Oliveira easily in the second round. So it's the same type of thing. It's like when Khabib beats you or Islam beats you, you can just discount that because those guys ragdoll people. They have their way with you. They have a different type of.
There's certain tiers to fighting.
There's tiers to fighting. I don't know
who said that, but there are tiers.
There are tiers, man. And if they're wrestling like we're talking about Ankalaev, who just won he should have won the title on Saturday. He got robbed. It was a draw. It was a draw. Maybe not robbed, but it was a draw. And Ankalaev, I think, won that fight. It was pretty clear. And so Ankalaev, the wrestling, it's really hard to stop him, even for people who are championship quality fighters. It's so hard to fight to stop these Dagestani wrestlers like Ankalaev, like Islam Makhachev, like Khabib Nurmagomedov. You cannot stop them, man. You can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, train however you want. It's a different animal because these guys have been training with bears since they were 5 years old, man. These guys are unreal, and we have UFC, we have MMA. People were training in their teen years. They've been doing combat sambo since they were 3 years old. So it's for them. It's like playing basketball or football to us when we're 3 years old. It's just unbelievable. So they're wrestling. They're so comfortable on the ground. So you discount that fight. We're going with Bobby Green, guys. Be confident in this bet because, like we said, he's a counterpuncher, but he's very good at timing. Head movement is unreal. Anticipation is off the charts. One of those guys who can win any fight, and in our opinion, with his second to last fight against Haskarat, was amazing. You guys got to see it. He was absolutely timing him to perfection against the cage, in the center of the ring, anywhere you wanted to go. Bobby Green was just controlling the fight, and you can see that Bobby Green gets better round after round. Drew Dober again, like the Terminator, can get hit, take the punishment. That's why we're saying he's going the distance. But Drew Dober is one of those guys where he does put pressure, but he doesn't put a ton of pressure, and that's why Bobby Green is going to have almost like Bobby Green's going to have fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be like playtime for Bobby Green.
It doesn't matter if he wins or loses, but it seems like he's just having fun in there.
He's going to have the most fun with Drew Dober because Drew Dober is going to put just enough pressure where it's going to be fun for Bobby Green. Islam Makhachev put so much pressure it was too much for Bobby Green, but Islam put so much pressure it's too much for everybody. But this is just the right amount of pressure for Bobby Green to bring the best out of him. That's why we're saying fight of the night, guys, and it's going the distance. It's going to be fun. Put that money on going the distance and also on Bobby Green for a smaller bet. Why not?
Bobby Green looks like the guy I owed lunch money to back in junior high, for real. The way he just holds himself like, give me your wallet, and say, yep, here you go, and I'm going to go to science class now.